If you've clicked on this video, chances are you're feeling the invisible chains of dopamine addiction tightening around you. But what if I told you there's a way out, a path less traveled, backed by science, to break free and regain control? Brother, sit down and lend me your ears. The silent hijacker of men's minds. Have you ever felt that invisible force pulling you towards that screen, that game, or that instant gratification? That's dopamine, the very essence that drives our desires, our motivations. But here's the twist. It's not always our friend. This neurotransmitter, while essential for our pleasure and reward system, has been hijacked. The modern world, with its constant media exposure, has turned it into an addiction. Men like you and me are falling prey to its allure every day. Think about it. The hours spent on porn, the endless gaming nights, the instant food pleasures. It's all dopamine playing its game. And the consequences? They're dire, brother. I'm talking about a weakened will, a lack of true purpose, and a life led by fleeting pleasures. If we could only see, in real time, the dopamine firing away in our brains, we'd realize the magnitude of its influence. But here's the good news. Knowledge is power. By understanding this silent hijacker, we arm ourselves with the tools to combat it. And here are the top 6 ways to do so, starting with number 1, the Grayscale Revolution. Brother, have you ever considered the power of color? It's not just about aesthetics. It's deeply rooted in our psychology. Colors evoke emotions, desires, and yes, even that dopamine rush. Think about it. Why are apps on your phone so vibrant and enticing? It's because tech giants understand the science of color psychology and how it triggers dopamine release, keeping us hooked. Now, here's a little-known secret, a technique that's been under the radar but is incredibly potent. Turning your phone to grayscale. Sounds simple, right? But the impact is profound. By stripping away those enticing colors, you're reducing the allure of your device. It becomes less of a dopamine magnet, less addictive. Remember those times when you'd mindlessly scroll through social media or play that game for hours? A lot of that compulsion comes from the vibrant colors stimulating your brain. By going grayscale, you're taking a stand, saying, I won't be controlled by these digital puppet masters. It's not about shunning technology. It's about reclaiming control. By making this small tweak, you're taking a massive step towards breaking the chains of digital addiction. Number 2, the Dopamine Sabbath. Ever heard of intermittent fasting for the body? Now, imagine that, but for the mind. Enter the world of scheduled dopamine fasts. It's not about depriving yourself, but rather giving your brain a much-needed break. The neuroscience behind this is fascinating. By periodically stepping away from all stimulating activities, you're allowing your brain to reset, to recalibrate. Now, here's the story. Think of your brain as a bustling city. Over time, with constant stimulation, traffic jams build up, slowing everything down. Dopamine fasting acts like a city-wide holiday, clearing out the congestion, letting things flow smoothly once more. The benefits? Immense. Improved focus, better sleep, and a heightened sense of well-being. It's like hitting the refresh button on your brain. And men, it's not about going to the extremes. It's about balance. Dedicate a day or even just a few hours where you disconnect from screens, avoid intense workouts, and refrain from activities that give you that dopamine rush. No beating your meat, no binge watching, no junk food, just pure, unadulterated stillness. So, brothers, challenge yourself. Schedule these dopamine Sabbaths and witness the transformation. It's a game changer. And remember, it's not about deprivation. It's about rejuvenation. Point number 3, dive into silence. The power of sensory deprivation. Brother, have you ever craved absolute silence? Not just from noise, but from the constant bombardment of stimuli? Enter the realm of sensory deprivation tanks, a sanctuary for your overstimulated mind. The science behind flotation therapy is profound. By immersing yourself in a tank filled with salt water, devoid of light and sound, you're not just floating physically, but mentally too. The isolation acts as a powerful tool in dopamine regulation. Imagine a radio constantly playing static. Over time, you'd yearn for clarity, for a clear signal. Our brains, bombarded by stimuli, are like that radio. Sensory deprivation tanks act as the tuner, refining the signal, resetting those dopamine receptors, and bringing clarity. But what if you can't access a tank? Men, there's a solution right at home. Meditation. While it might not replicate the exact experience of a tank, it's a step in the right direction. By simply sitting in a quiet room, focusing on your breath, and letting go of external distractions, you're giving your brain a mini reset. It's about training your mind to find calm amidst the chaos. Number 4, Midnight's Guardian. Our world is illuminated with screens. From the palm of our hands to our office desks, these devices emit what's known as blue light. Now, this isn't some tech buzzword. It's a genuine concern for our well-being. During daylight hours, blue light can be beneficial. It boosts our attention, reaction times, and mood. But as night approaches, this same light plays tricks on our brains. Our body naturally produces melatonin, a hormone signaling it's time to rest. However, blue light convinces our brain that it's still daytime, suppressing this crucial sleep-inducing hormone. Let's delve into the science. A recent study involving a group of participants explored the connection between blue light and dopamine, our brain's reward chemical. Participants were exposed to varying levels of blue light during evening hours. The results? Those exposed to higher levels of blue light experienced significant disruptions in dopamine regulation. Their brain's natural reward system was, in essence, thrown off balance. Blue light blocking glasses are not just a trend. They're a practical solution against the disruptive effects of blue light. By wearing them in the evening, you're ensuring that your dopamine levels remain stable and your sleep remains deep and restorative. Brother, it's more than just a good night's sleep. It's about maintaining the harmony of your mind. Equip yourself with these glasses and let your brain operate as nature intended. Number 5, embrace the chill. Have you ever felt that invigorating rush after stepping out of a cold shower? It's not just a jolt to wake you up. It's a powerful neurochemical response your body is having to the cold. Cold exposure, whether it's from cold showers or ice baths, trigger a cascade of beneficial reactions in our body. Dr. Andrew Huberman, a renowned neuroscientist, has delved into the science behind this. He found that immersing oneself in cold water, especially ice baths, can lead to the release of norepinephrine, a neurotransmitter that sharpens focus, enhances mood, and even aids in fat burning. But when's the best time to take the icy plunge? According to Dr. Huberman's research, morning cold exposure can be particularly effective. It sets the tone for the day, enhancing alertness and mental clarity. It's like nature's espresso shot, without the jitters. It's not just about enduring the cold, it's about harnessing its power, brother. By regularly practicing cold exposure, you're not only strengthening your mind, but also fortifying your body's resilience. It's a challenge, no doubt, but remember, every drop of cold water is carving out a stronger, more resilient version of you. And finally, point number 6, the evolutionary trap. Let's journey back in time. As primal beings, our ancestors were hardwired to be alert, always scanning their environment for threats or rewards. This evolutionary trait was crucial for survival. Fast forward to today, and this ancient wiring is being hijacked by our digital age. Every microcheck on our devices taps into this primal instinct, urging us to scan, to seek, and to be rewarded. But here's the twist. Unlike our ancestors, who had clear moments of rest after scanning their surroundings, our modern environment offers no such reprieve. Our devices are always within reach, always beckoning, and our brain, that diligent worker at the control panel, is constantly adjusting levers and dials in response to these never-ending stimuli. Each microcheck sends a surge, compelling the brain to release dopamine. But this isn't the rewarding dopamine of old. It's a trap. With relentless surges, the control panel is pushed to its limits, leading to an unbearable anxiety, a gnawing relentlessness, and an insatiable thirst for more stimuli. We must recognize this evolutionary trap. Our primal instincts are being exploited, leading us down a path of mental turmoil. It's time to break free. By understanding our evolutionary roots and being mindful of our digital habits, we can reclaim our peace of mind. Brothers, harness the power within to rise above these modern challenges. To see the next best way to level up as a man, check this video here.